Hello, I am Brian from Seoul Law Group, and we are an English-speaking law firm based in Seoul, South Korea. We're back with another law video, and today we'll cover everything you need to know about nudity in Korea. Korean culture has a unique relationship with modesty, influenced by centuries-old Confucian principles and conservative traditions. However, there has been a gradual shift in societal norms since the start of the 21st century, prompting an in-depth look at the legal framework surrounding nudity and its impact on personal expression and freedom. What is nudity in Korea? The concept of nudity in regards to law can vary depending on the cultural norms of society. Generally, nudity refers to the state of not wearing clothing that blocks private parts of the human body, including genitals, buttocks, and in some cases, female breasts. Since laws surrounding nudity are highly dependent on local regulations, it is important for anyone living in and visiting Korea to understand the legalities surrounding public nudity, exposure, or promotion of exposure within the country's borders. Firstly, there are several key definitions throughout Korean law that should first be understood. Number 1. Public indecency, Criminal Act Article 245. Public indecency is when a person who publicly commits an obscene act. It can be punished by imprisonment with labor for not more than 1 year, a fine not exceeding 5 million won, detention, or a minor fine. In order for public indecency to be established as a crime, 2 requirements should be met. 1. Publicity. The offense must be committed in a location where an unspecified or large number of people can see it. For example, even if you commit an obscene act outside of the house, it is not a crime if it is inside your private yard. But if you do the same thing on the street, it is a crime. It is enough that your conduct can be seen by an unspecified or large number of people, not necessarily that it is actually seen by an unspecified or large number of people. So if you commit an obscene act on the street, but no one happens to be walking by, it is still a crime as long as it happened on the street. Second, an obscene act. According to the Supreme Court, this is an act that can stimulate the libido of ordinary people, causing sexual excitement and shame, thus violating sexual morality. What constitutes an obscene act is naturally a highly subjective concept, so all circumstances such as the surrounding environment and the customs and habits of the community in which the event occurs must be considered when determining whether an act is obscene. Also, an obscene act does not necessarily require depicting sexual intercourse or expressing sexual intent. Number 2. Obscene exposure, Punishment of Minor Offenses Act, Article 3. However, public indecency requires that an obscene act be committed, so simply taking off one's clothes may not be considered that crime. Then is there no law to punish public nudity itself? Punishment of Minor Offenses Act is a law regarding misdemeanor that is too light to be considered a crime. Article 3 of that act regulates obscene exposure as any person who embarrasses or offends other people by excessively exposing his/her genital, buttocks, or any other intimate part of his or her body in public places. It can be punished by a fine not exceeding 100,000 won, by misdemeanor imprisonment, or by a minor fine. As you can see, the penalty for obscene exposure is very low. But you should not think, then can people be naked in the street with only a minor fine? Whether an act falls under the misdemeanor of obscene exposure or another more serious crime depends on the circumstances. If you take off your clothes on the street and expose your private parts, you will probably be punished of obscene exposure. If it is merely offensive to others, but if it goes beyond that and looks obscene, you could be punished of public indecency. Number 3. Indecent act by compulsion. Criminal Act Article 298. if you expose your genitals and show them to women or children, you could be punished of indecent act by compulsion, which is an outright sex offense. It can be punished by imprisonment with labor for not more than 10 years or by a fine not exceeding 15 million won. For example, let's say a man got into an elevator alone with a young child, took off his pants, exposed his genitals, and masturbated in front of the child. This would not constitute public indecency because the publicity requirement is not met, but the offense would be too great to be punished as obscene exposure, which is only a misdemeanor. In this case, he can be punished for indecent acts by compulsion against the child. This is because even though the man did not lay hand on the victim's body, the Korean court believes that he committed a sexual offense by forcing the victim to see such an obscene sight. As you can see, the laws surrounding nudity in Korea are aimed at keeping public order and decency and protecting individuals from offensive behavior and images. Therefore, the acts are subject to criminal penalties. Depending on the severity of the offense, offenders can face fines and/or imprisonment. Naturally, if a foreigner were to commit these crimes, their visa would be at risk. It is essential for both residents and visitors of Korea to exercise appropriate caution. Respecting local customs and adhering to social norms is vital to ensuring a safe and enjoyable stay. Of course, if you feel that you are a victim of public obscenity, it is vital that you report it to a local police station as soon as possible. Any evidence you have will help the case move more quickly. Well, I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any questions or concerns about nudity in Korea, let us know in the comment section below, and you can find more information on seoulgroup.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell for more Korean law videos, and we hope to see you next time. Goodbye.